Hennessy Sports now bring you a super welterweight contest. This bout scheduled for 6 rounds of boxing. Timekeeper ringside is Martin Fallon from Wolverhampton. Upon the sound of the bell, the scoring referee in charge of this bout is star referee Ian John Lewis from Doddington. Boxing out of the blue corner on the scales at 10 stone, 7 pounds, 9 ounces. 2 career victories, and tonight he wears the black, grey and gold shorts. Boxing out of Brierley Hill, the West Midlands, introducing Matthew Hall. And across the ring, boxing out of the red corner, stands his undefeated opponent. Scaling officially for this contest at 10 stone, 7 pounds, 12 ounces. 5 fights, 5 victories, all 5 finishing inside the scheduled distance, with 4 of his 5 stoppages finishing inside the very first round. Wearing the black shorts trimmed with gold, and boxing out of Freddie Roach's Wildcard Gym, California, USA, via way of his native Monaghan, Ireland. Introducing the hard-hitting hitman, the undefeated Stevie McKenna.
Boxers are on the referee. Obey my command at all times. So you both know the rules. Push the mids, keep the punches up. When I shout break, you break clean. And remember to defend yourselves at all times. Shake hands.
Well, Mick Hennessy's latest new signing, Stevie McKenna, with another chance to impress here. His brother Aaron, so impressive earlier on this evening. Now what can Stephen do? UK debut lasted 73 seconds in September against Gary Maguire. And his pro career so far has lasted just over 10 minutes, and he started here against a fighter who's only been stopped 4 times. Matthew Hall, like he really means business, Richie.
Yeah, big shots going in straight away from McKenna. He's going for the stoppage straight away. Big right up that was, downstairs. Hall, tough kid though, Hall.
He's going to have to be, I think.
He will have to be here. He's trying to tuck up, he's trying to block the shots on the elbows and the gloves. But McKenna really going for it. He's got to try and set it up better with his jab, but when you're delivering left hooks like that, they're going to get home, George, aren't they?
Yeah, he's throwing them really wide to find a home from behind the elbow.
He's just relentless inside the opening minute from McKenna. Not as much art to his boxing as we saw from his brother, but he is just relentless.
Big single shots though, Dave. They're just trying to, if just one of them hits the target in terms of a clean shot, then who knows, but he's really going for it. And Hall just trying to tuck up, and he's getting through it up to now though, is Hall.
He is a professional survivor. Matthew M.J. Hall actually said that a draw and a win last year cost him several paydays. Doesn't look too good on the CV for him. Just another little warning there from Ian John Lewis for McKenna about use of that elbow and the arm. He's pounding into the body here, McKenna. You see that he's certainly hurting Hall to the body. You can see the reddening to the body of Hall here.
See Hall, he's talking to him and trying to get to him mentally, but McKenna again, single shots, but a couple of them getting through. And that can sometimes put you off when an opponent's talking to you, but nevertheless McKenna, he's just going for it here.
Again, just a warning there for holding and hitting, but he's done well, Hall, George, to still be in there, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. He's taken a couple of them body shots and sort of rode them well, as well as you can ride a body shot, I suppose. He's goading on McKenna. He's I mean, there's not a lot of thought process behind the work from McKenna. I mean, it's effective, but it's kind of like he's working the heavy bag. He's just clubbing away. I wonder what the corner will say to him at the end of the round.
Yeah, that is going to be interesting. Sorry, George, to hear what they've got to say. Ted Fergal in the corner today, rather than Freddie Roach, of course.
Yeah, you have to feint and then come back where it's got. Speed it up a wee bit, just a wee bit, same speed all the time. Alright? Yeah. You don't want to see it the same speed. Speed will get him. Bang, bang, and then alright? Make sure you don't load up too much.
Well, one-way traffic, wasn't it, for McKenna? Right from the opening bell, coming forward. That was a cracking shot, wasn't it? That right hook there to the body. And Hall did well there to show that it didn't really have an effect. Occasionally came back with his own shot, but it was all McKenna in this round.
Corners,
Swinging
10
wildly
seconds.
there. So he may have to put 2s and 3s together rather than the single shots.
Seconds out, round 2.
Sparred Vasil Lomachenko before his pro debut last April. He was telling me, Stevie McKenna, that the way that happened is they were looking for a southpaw in the gym to spar Lomachenko, and he pretended to be one because he said he can switch a bit, so why not? Might never get the chance again. Shows a bit of endeavour there.
Oh, fantastic story, isn't it? Sparring Lomachenko, not even a southpaw. And he keeps switching here, actually. He's going from orthodox to southpaw. Look, he's just switched there. Does it very effectively, but like I say, I'd like to just see him put 2s and 3s together, maybe, rather than just the single shots.
Yeah, again, you can see the message there from Ian John Lewis. Keep your head up to Hall. Trying to stop him from holding, and you just wonder eventually that the sheer force of will as well as the force of the punches from McKenna, who will just not be denied, and Hall is in a dangerous place there, backed into that corner.
Yeah, if there's nothing coming back, you see, that's when the referee is obliged, then he may just jump in. But again, it's just one-way traffic.
Again, something in that body shot. Again, Hall under pressure. He is so tough, but eventually they will take their toll. Just straight left there from Hall in response.
He whipped over the top. Actually, he did a little trick earlier on. He just tried to stand on the toe of McKenna. He just stamps on his foot. And I think that made McKenna even more angry. But yeah, again, McKenna is, I mean, he's southpaw again here. Big shots. And Hall, he's taking him. Look, yeah, he's goading him on again.
Well, Hall's at the stage now where he's actually looking through the guard. He's got a tight guard, doesn't want to take any shots, but he's looking through, and he's looking to fire off the shots. And he has landed a couple this round. They haven't had any effect, but at least it's progress this round for Hall. He's a wily old pro. If he's stepping on the front foot, wouldn't be surprised if next round he starts sticking the elbows out a little bit more. Maybe hoping that McKenna catches the hook on the elbow, which is a horrible shot for any fighter. It hurts. It certainly put you off. Just winging them hooks in.
He's in his 62nd pro fight at the age of 28. MJ Hall. He'll have faced plenty of tough moments, and this is another, but look at the smile on his face. He's enjoying it. Another big round, though, for Stevie McKenna.
Hold it, let it out. Remember the way you walk it. No, see the volume punching.
Good round again from McKenna. Trying to find the target there with that right hand, and again. Hall, you've got to give this fella Hall a lot of credit. Very tough indeed, taking these shots. Not a lot getting through in that round. And McKenna just keeps coming forward. There was the odd shot from Hall that George spoke about.
Volume punching. He's going to go. He's not stick that. No, nice controlled round. Nice controlled round.
Yeah, nice controlled round is what
Corners,
Fergal
10
McKenna was
seconds.
asking him for there. Is that what you'd like to see here, George? You mentioned it already, just
Seconds out.
setting up
Round
those shots a
3.
little more, a bit more quality about the work.
Well, yeah, definitely. We talked about it earlier. in previous fights is very in your power. Not every shot has to be that one-punch knockout shot. And yeah, behind his jab. I mean, it's the first jab, probably the best jab he's landed in the fight so far. Good instructions from the corner.
Yeah, boxing's a southpaw as well at the start of this third round. Maybe just a sense of settling in for the longer haul against MJ Hall here. Some shields out.
Yeah, it's more of the same, isn't it? How long can Hall go on taking this type of pressure is the big question, I think. And just gets himself a well-needed breather there with that gum shield coming out.
So they're asking for those combinations again. McKenna corner.
Yeah, that's what we spoke about earlier, didn't we, about the 2s and 3s. That's what I think's needed. There's a lot of single shots, and I think Hall, who's a tough man, he really is. He's trying to take the odd single shots here and there, and he's doing very well taking the punches. That's why probably the corner they want to see combinations, 2s, 3s, 4s, try and open this opponents up.
Fantastic there with that southpaw jab and following it with that left hand.
It was good. It was good behind the jab. You start landing the jab, every shot can come off it. It's it's the first thing you learn in the boxing gym, but it's easily forgotten about sometimes. McKenna earlier also started bringing some of the bent arm shots up, up through the middle, uppercut to the head, giving Hall something else to think about.
Great feat there from McKenna. Yeah, it's been the fortnight of the jab after those successes for Joe Joyce and Lyndon Arthur in the last couple of weeks. One of them built behind the jab, the other pretty much achieved with it.
Yeah, it's been a crazy couple of weeks, hasn't it? With some big fights. And this one now for McKenna. He's trying to work all out. He keeps switching now, orthodox to southpaw, keeps trying to change the angle. Constant pressure from him. But again, Hall just took it up. Goading his opponent.
Not used to being in this part of the fight. Stevie McKenna, only one of his previous opponents had made it beyond the opening round. McKenna is used to getting the job done quickly.
Bring them up.
Dominant round though. A little more measured, more impressive from the man from Monaghan.
Breathe. Now listen very carefully, right? See the way you're finishing the round there? That's a nice, relaxed option. It's really good, but you've got to capitalise on it.
Dominant round again from McKenna, more of the same. Hall just trying to block these shots. But that was a lovely right jab there from McKenna. And Hall again just tucking up. Just gets caught there as he thinks about punching himself. But McKenna keeps coming forward. Keeps using that jab there, that's a lot better. I think he's got every punch in the book, this fella.
I like the way you're bobbing. Nice and relaxed. Showing some skills. Yeah.
Corners, 10 seconds.
Good work.
Tough night for this fella, George, isn't it?
It really is.
Seconds out, round 4.
Well, Gonzalo Carlos Tolera was previously the only fight that went beyond the first. That finished in the second. Back in California a couple of fights ago. And now Matthew Hall has dragged Stevie McKenna into the fourth. But McKenna is completely in charge. He's still smiling there, Hall. That was another excellent jab, and you could almost feel the pressure there it was applying on Hall. Yeah,
I think he's having to think a little bit more now, McKenna, using his jab, trying to open up his opponent. As George says, everything comes from off that punch. Because this fella is tough. He's coming back with his odd shot like that one there from Hall. So I think McKenna, although it's very, very dominant, he's winning every round very, very comfortably. He's still got to try and open this guy up and maybe use that jab a little bit more.
Certainly starting to look like a learning fight for him as well. An opponent who is willing to stand and take what is being dished out here. Grimace on the face there of Hall, though. He was hurt there. And now he's got the hands behind the back. Blood to the nose of Hall, but he is tough and he is game, and he's got a sense of humour as well.
He's a tough kid, isn't he? Oh. From Brierley Hill in the West Midlands.
His 9th fight of 2020. He's done well to keep busy in this year.
Don't hold him!
Knows all the tricks of the trade. Hall just holding on the blind side of the referee. Tries to get that little body shot downstairs on the blind side also.
Definitely frustrated here, McKenna. And that's why it's a good learning fight, George.
No, it is. It really is. I mean, McKenna now, he could actually take his... He's just landing a couple of good right hands there.
Yeah, more relentless pressure.
I mean, just before that barrage of punches, if I'm McKenna, I'll try and slow the pace a touch. Slow the pace a touch, low Hall in, and then spring something on him. At the moment, it's like sustained, almost full-out aggression, which Hall is now adapted to and he's dealing with. You want to change his mind frame.
Another hugely dominant round from Stevie McKenna. Couple of rounds to go, and he'd love to get Matt Hall out of there. Another who doesn't want the stool, wants to stand in the corner. Yeah, the two of you shaking your heads again.
Yeah, I think the reasoning behind that is that the diaphragm isn't, when you're sitting down, it's harder to get the oxygen in. When you're standing up, it's easier to. But here again, I think McKenna on that front foot, very, very dominant round indeed, but it is leading to a little bit of frustration now. You can just tell because he's taking too many risks himself as he's coming forward, but there's not a lot coming back from Hall. But again, it's a case of Hall here. Yeah, that was better from him. He's just frustrating McKenna. McKenna's doing everything he possibly can to try and get him out of there, but Hall, he's still there.
Seconds out, round 5.
Someone forgot to give him the script, Matthew Hall. Hanging around now until round number 5. Again, they want him to build things behind that jab. Started with 2 rounds of relentless pressure of hooks to the body. Almost a little wild from McKenna. Since then, he's changed his approach.
McKenna's best success has come with the straight shots, spin with the jab and the straight left hand. He's creeping forward now from a lower stance. I'd come away from the hook for a little while. Throw some feints in and stick with the straight shots.
Fantastic accuracy as well with those straight shots.
Yeah, see, that's better because it's 2s and 3s. He's putting his punches together, isn't he? So for me, that's what he's got to do and be a little bit more effective. I think the single shots, I think Hall is coping with. Again, but yeah, George is absolutely spot on. He's had his best success with those straight shots. I think that's what he should be concentrating on more. I think Hall is more prepared for them body shots. He's keeping their elbows well tucked in, so that body is difficult to get to.
Halfway through round number 5, if Matthew Hall manages to last the 6 here, he's going to be one of the stars of the night. He's not going to win the fight, but it's an extraordinary display. Not an unexpected one given his record, but still.
And that's what will be on his mind now, Hall, to get through this contest, to survive.
Seen enough. Ian John Lewis has seen enough. Hall is absolutely furious. And he's asking us whether we think it's a stoppage or not, but McKenna gets the stoppage all right in round 5. And in the end, Ian John Lewis thought that he'd seen enough. What's your initial thought, Richie?
My initial thought is I had to agree with the boxer, actually. I thought although I can understand his frustration there, he turned to us and he said, do you agree with the stoppage? But Ian John Lewis is a good referee. He's got to protect the boxer. But for me, Hall would have got through it. So, yeah, I'm siding with Hall, but at the same time, the referee's got a decision to make there, and I'm not going to disagree with him in one sense, but I understand the frustration from Hall.
Just wonder why specifically then, but what were your thoughts, George?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he was in any worse of trouble than he'd been in the entire fight. You know, he was shit punches the entire fight. It's always nice for a fighter to not get stopped, especially if he had another fight scheduled before the end of the year. So disappointing for Hall.
He's gutted, isn't he, Hall?
Yeah.
He wanted to get through the contest.
Absolutely, and you do sometimes wonder, for all the course that we protect the fighters, of course we do, but you wonder, as I said, why particularly then? There was nothing heavy that had just been landed. If you're going to stop it, could have stopped it earlier than that when there were shots raining in on him.
Well, that's what I think Hall's argument is, isn't it, really? He's got through to now.
He's in tears in the corner.
Yeah.
Matthew Hall, that's such a shame. And we need to give him the respect to let him just gather himself. That's how much it means. And say what you like about him just being a teak tough journeyman, but he's a proud boxer, proud human being, and it's all got a little bit too much for a very emotional Matthew Hall. As I said, I'll stand by it, one of the heroes of the night with what he withstood there. But let's make it official now with Paul.
The official end of this contest falls at 1 minute 54 seconds of round number 5. Referee Ian John Lewis has stopped the bout. In his professional opinion, Matthew Hall is in no position to continue. The winner, still undefeated as a professional boxer, the hitman, Stevie McKenna!